You're listening to Heroes in the Moment.
What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
Today, we're bringing you Shazam! Fury of the Gods trailer breakdown.
Let's get it, baby!
And we're not only bringing it to you, we're bringing it to you in a brand new studio.
Brand new
studio we got out here, and it's definitely, we've steadily improved. Me and Nathan started out just doing... we were in a junk room pretty much.
We have the same table? Do we have a round one?
We had the same table. That's
a couple
about
wooden chairs.
Couple wooden chairs.
Yeah.
And we were just in a room that was used primarily for just storage.
Yeah, just storage.
And that kind
boxes
of thing.
everywhere.
And then we improved a little bit. We got some pops out here to make it look a little bit better. We got some better equipment.
Yeah.
And we got some new flooring for that room. And we got
good.
a shelf.
We got a couple new chairs.
We got some new rolly chairs. And
I love them. You can roll around them, but not too far.
That's very true.
You can roll around.
You can go wherever you need to.
Wherever you need to.
And
except down the stairs.
Yeah, right. Except don't do that. But now we're in a brand new place, or definitely the biggest launch we've done.
Yeah.
It's all ours. Everything is ours. The whole studio, everything in the room is for the podcast.
Yeah,
so it's pretty amazing. So,
wait. Once you get the YouTube up and running, y'all see this just bookshelf of memorabilia we got
you
going
will see
on.
Everything once we get the YouTube going. The TikTok's running a little bit better, and I'm excited to show it to you guys. But without further ado, we're going to, in this brand new podcast, got to get hype. Not brand new podcast, brand new room area.
Hype as much as we can,
right.
considering
we're discussing Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Yeah.
Now, me and Nathan are notorious for bashing this movie over the last couple of months.
Put us on the record.
Even though we haven't seen it yet, I know I still don't have confidence in it.
Yeah.
I will say the trailer was not bad. It wasn't as bad as the previous ones.
Yeah.
But it does look like it has a basic plot and look like every other superhero action movie ever made.
It really does. There's nothing original about this. Think about the recent
good
movies in the past, like the Batman.
Right.
It was original in the sense of what they did with the Riddler and kind of the feel they gave to it.
With
With this movie, man, there's nothing original. It's like fighting dragons, fighting ancient people, just straight CGI. It just looks extremely basic.
Family-oriented plot, stakes. Somebody's going to be threatened to die, not actually going to
actually die.
Definitely a very Hollywood action film. Nothing we haven't seen before. So that's what I think is, it could be like a good movie, but I think it'll be underwhelmed by the fact that everything we've seen before, and it's just not something that we're looking forward to, especially with the new DC changes and merger and stuff. I'm still going to watch it, still going to do a review on it, but I don't have the utmost confidence in it.
I was telling Michael earlier, guys, that I'm thinking it's going to get like about 55, maybe 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And I agree with what you said as well. I think it'll either get that or it'll be a relatively high number.
Yeah.
And then we'll still not like it. But I don't know.
Like what happened with Black Adam? Remember,
Black Adam didn't get a high rating.
Well, Black Adam didn't have a good Rotten Tomatoes score.
No.
It was like 60 or 70. But the point is, it was marketed better. It had bigger names. Like, Black Adam was a thing when it came out. How long was it in the theaters? Like maybe a month and a half?
It wasn't very long.
Probably even
before going to HBO,
Yeah, instantly to HBO. This would be the exact same case, but quicker to HBO.
I agree. And I think I can see it being another Ant-Man the Wasp, if I'm being honest, as well. Because Ant-Man the Wasp got like a 90 on Rotten Tomatoes, and a lot of people were very into it.
Yeah.
And I think it'll have a certain degree of that, but just not be as good and cheesy as well, similar to that movie. But I don't know.
Is it true? You telling me that there's apparently a bunch of hype on TikTok about this movie?
Not about this movie.
Not about this movie?
Well, yes, there was. I just read like one or two comments that was like, "We need to get this movie to $1 billion to bring Henry Cavill back as Superman." And
if that's the case, just go on HBO Max and watch Black Adam. I just boosted their numbers.
Go watch Man of Steel 1 million times. I don't know, but it's not going to happen at this point. They already got rid of him, which is so unfortunate. Still, I still think that they probably should have kept them, honestly, just to keep the fans at bay. But I don't know. We'll see. I honestly, again, agree. I think this movie will flop, but we'll see. It could be a sleeper. I don't know. So let's get into this trailer.
Let's do it.
Shot by shot. We'll break it down for you guys and give you our honest opinions.
Like usual.
Like usual. All right. So starting off, we got this lady walking through this baseball field, putting an egg in the ground.
At first, I thought it was like a baseball or something. Because it's a baseball field.
It was gold, though. Yeah, it is a baseball field.
Throughout the theaters, there's like two bad women, right?
Yes.
Where are they from?
I have no idea. I don't even know about these people in the comics.
Like they're Greek
I really don't
or
know.
something like that.
That's what I heard is like Greek goddesses, and
Wonder
something
Woman's
of that nature,
parents,
kind of that situation. I don't know. I don't really know enough about these villains to do it. I
never heard of
honestly
them.
really think that they've really just clobbered, what's the word? Fumbled the ball when it comes to Shazam villains, because he has a pretty decent rogue gallery. Like, for the first one being Dr. Shiva, like it did, was really good.
Yeah.
But they really should have done Black Adam versus Shazam in at least a movie or something like that, because, I mean, that's his main villain, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's just all because Rock didn't want Shazam. He wanted Superman, that it didn't happen.
And he had a big ego, and then his movie flopped.
Even though he produced Fury of the Gods, which is really weird.
It's such a huge step down, dude, in the villain, man.
It was.
They need to contact DreamWorks, be like, hey, yo, write us somebody fire, because they don't miss.
Who knows? I mean, it looks like a major miss. It looks like it could possibly be one of the worst villains I've seen on television. Or
dude,
on
it's
screen.
going to be bad.
But
it's going to be bad,
who knows?
bro.
Maybe this old lady's got some game.
Situation.
I don't know. It could be. Well, Ghost is actually relatively popular, but yeah, it could be some
I'm trying to think
Taskmaster situation here. Dreykov.
It's be Taskmaster and Dreykov.
It'll be another one of
the
those.
two.
We'll see.
Oh, dude, we'll
see. Anyway, this egg grows into what looks like it'll probably be one of them dragon things, or like an egg, or it's probably like the egg of the dragon. That's what I'm assuming.
The dragon was like 50% of the shots, man. Yes.
And then you have this weird staff that the old lady and the girl be carrying. So I wonder if this was the wizard staff, the wizard Shazam, or if it was, their staff that they're using to, destroy the world like everybody wants to do. I mean, again, I know I just keep going on this, wild goose chase with this, but every single plot nowadays when it comes to action movies is like the world's gonna end.
Yeah.
Like,
it's such a common cliche, dude.
The Batman changed that. The Batman, had the Riddler who just went after the city's corruption. He didn't want to destroy the world.
Yeah.
But now every single movie that's not even like an Avengers level movie. Now your Avengers Justice League level movies, those
deserve it,
Those need to be world-ending
That's what
threats.
that team is specifically built
exactly.
for,
But when you're doing it with like flipping Shazam, Fury of the Gods, or you're doing it with another movie like, what's another one comes off to mind that did that? Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't really that because it was multiversal, but still, there's just been a ton of movies that's been like world threats, like world bomb that mostly DC, like Black Adam was, and all this crap. But it needs to stop.
Yeah.
They need, do that for your team up movies, but for your smaller grade movies, do something smaller grade.
Yeah, nowadays the stakes are higher when they're smaller. Like say the film just revolves around a small family, and the life of one person is at risk.
Right.
First of all, it just forces the writers to be better, because it's easy for them to say the world's gonna end, it's gonna explode, and they have a couple of CGI scenes of like 2 buildings exploding in New York City.
Exactly.
Focus on the small, like you said with Riddler, like. He was believable. He wanted to show the corruption, exemplifying like 3 or 4 different politicians,
or even like Wakanda Forever in a sense. I mean, you had Namor, who's a war, like it's a nation's at war.
Nation versus nation.
Superheroes aren't going to get involved with that, so it makes sense. I mean, just rethink your ideas.
I mean, even Civil War. You got 2 opposing like factors. Maybe their lives are at risk, but they still believe what they stand for.
Right. So I mean, have smaller core threats for your good movies. I mean, I think it'd work better.
I really do not want to see the world's going to end.
I don't either.
Unless it's a Justice League.
I agree.
Or an Avengers movie. Like you said.
Right.
It's just, it's overused. It needs to die, bro.
It does. It's got to just stay in the team up movies, and in the single stage movies, it's got to just stay on a smaller, low key threat. Yeah. Please. All right. So the next scene in the trailer, we got Shazam looking like he's eating lunch with the old lady.
Which we've already seen a clip
They already just added another clip of it. Like, the one scene he's calling family, like Dom Toretto, and then now she's flicking him across the building.
I really am disappointed, because this is clearly right before he, says. No, this is after he says family, right?
Yes.
But if you're gonna give us a new trailer, give us new shots,
right?
Not a shot that takes place 15 seconds after.
Right.
Give us another. That's what I'm worried. I think that there's not gonna be that many different shots. We're gonna see them at that restaurant. We're gonna see them at the home. We're gonna see them over the bridge, and we're gonna see like the big New York City and then baseball stadium fight.
Yeah.
But it's just not for a world threat. It's not gonna go anywhere.
I know, and it's
with the cinematography.
It's always New York or Chicago or San Francisco. It's like one of these big cities. It's like, man, I mean, realistically, if an alien was coming to Earth or something like that, they'd probably go to like Asia because it's the biggest continent. I mean,
and realistically, if you've already been invaded once before, you would move out of that city.
I know, exactly. I'd be out of there.
Avengers, after all the aliens come through, you'd be out. You're moving your family.
Dude, for sure. If somebody's invading such and such city I'm from. I don't want to put it out there on the internet. I'm leaving.
Facts. You're not staying around.
I'm getting out of here.
You care for your safety.
Anyway.
But another New York situation.
Oh yeah. All right. So next up, we see the book of the Shazam. It's got the lightning bolt on it. So maybe we're getting a little bit of the history of the wizards and that kind of thing, which is cool. That concept I like, and it's definitely new and different. So I'm here for that. And then we see, of course, the classic Billy Batson jumping off the building, going Shazam! Turning into the Shazam, or Captain Marvel is his actual superhero name. And then we get the shots of the Shazam family, which I'm still mad at them for doing it way too early.
Yeah.
Like they did it in the first movie at the end. They should have left it for like the third. Just to be blunt.
I mean, point is, as good as the first one was, I feel like we still don't know Shazam as well as we should.
Right.
I feel like they should have made him go through tragedy in the second one, similar to Tobey Maguire's character in Spider-Man 2, right? One did a good job with his character, but number 2 tore him down,
yes,
dude.
Exactly.
He's poor, he's struggling to provide for his aunt, he's in an apartment.
I mean,
and that was amazing.
Maybe
do that, man.
Maybe they could potentially do that, but my only thing that's blocking me is all of these people that turn into these superpowers turn into kids, when they say Shazam, and they're not going to kill off a kid.
No.
So that's
they're
the
not.
thing. So
man, let me rant about, dude, the costumes look terrible too.
Except for his.
Except for Shazam's. I mean, it's comic accurate, but the others, they're just so, I do not care if they die, bro.
Yeah, I know.
And they're not gonna. So that means if Shazam stays, they're staying too.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Probably. Right. So I just don't see how they're going to do a lot of these situations. They did the Shazam family way too early. They should have done the Black Adam connections first. It would have made more sense if they did like a third movie and then had it be Black Adam Ultra Threat, because he's supposed to be a part of this family, but he's rogue, and then he had to bring in his brothers and sisters to start this family to be Black Adam. That would make more sense and be better. But just throwing them in at the end of the first movie, and now they're a big part of the second one. I don't like
with a no-name villain too, like you said, because Black Adam is that guy, right? He's that him. So you got to bring in your best resources.
Right, I agree.
For these two women that we've never heard of, it's unbelievable.
It's brutal. So in the next shot, we get again our city shot with the dragon coming in. Shazam's looking in the air like, holy crap, what am I going to do? Yeah. Which is realistic considering he is like a 14, 15-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I like those parts. I do like Zachary Levi and Asher Angel in these roles.
They're good.
I do like that part, I will say.
Yeah.
All right. So
about the only good part.
About the only good part, I agree. Next part, we get Lady again, got the spear. She's getting Jack Gallagher's character, whatever his name is.
Yeah. Taking his powers, right?
She's taking their powers. Apparently, she has that ability.
I think she has to have taken that from the wizard.
Which honestly, I can see it right now. So here's what's going to happen, right? All right, the movie's going to start off. They're doing their own superhero things. Got their own superhero team going on with the Shazam family. Then boom, bada bat. The old lady and her friend come in with the Rachel Zegler character, who's like their protege, and boom, they're into the picture. Shazam and them, they got to stop him. They have a little first act confrontation. Or maybe they meet at the lunch area first, and then they have their confrontation. She steals all the powers of everybody but Shazam.
Yeah,
and he builds up to where he has to fight with that aspect of having no help, no whatsoever, and being alone, and then eventually goes into the final battle and beats them by himself. I don't know. That's just what I'm seeing.
With the dragon sprinkled in there somewhere.
Right. The dragon's somewhere in that final battle area.
Yeah.
Then we got, the kids walking together, looking all nerdy. And then we got, I can't help it, I'm a nerd too. But then we get what looks like she's captured one of them, captured two of them. She's got looking like a prison area, a lair. I don't know.
If you don't unShazam yourself, I'm going to kill these kids. Yo, that's a bad guy.
That's bad right there. Can't do that. But I don't know. In the next shot, it looks like, he's got one of the kids has got the powers, and she blasts him, and he goes back to his human form. So who knows? I mean,
she's probably taking their powers and using them for herself.
And then that's such a basic plot.
I know, dude.
Where have we seen that before? In every other movie?
I know.
Everybody just wants to steal their powers to make themselves more powerful.
Yeah.
We've already seen that with Agatha and WandaVision. Why do we need to see it again here? I don't get it.
Very true.
Then we got the wizard guy coming back, and then Billy Batson's like, "Oh, I don't deserve this power. Take it away, or I don't want it anymore. It's too much. Get over yourself.
It's too much. I can't handle it. Stop. The wizard gives him the most fire. Pre-game speech of all time. He does
give him a good speech. I will say, he's like, "You got to do it. You got to be willing to step up to the plate." He's like, "Oh man, why don't all this crap like a teenage kid would do?" But realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's all I got to say about that. So then we get into the witch lady looking like she's flying on the dragon.
Yeah, what is this? Like, she's like the dragon's mom or something, and she plants them?
I don't know.
So they got like a little special connection going on.
They do.
Something.
Also, I can also see Rachel Zegler's character like dipping on the two ladies, and going with Shazam and helping him, like a kind of thing.
Yeah,
I
like
can see
a little in the halfway through the third act.
I can see that scenario going on there. And again, like you said, crashing through the building, CGI effect, all this crap going on again. Whatever. And then we get a whole Doctor Strange montage of the buildings going into one another. And like, I'm like, what did this movie turn into?
That's what we said, bro.
I thought this was a dragon
madness.
threat, but now it's turned into like something else.
Yeah,
I don't
apparently
even know.
these Grecian ladies can bend time and reality.
It looks like, because Rachel Zegler was the one using her powers there, so maybe that's her ability.
Little did you know, Christopher Nolan is actually directing this movie.
Dude, if Christopher Nolan was directing this movie, my confidence level would have gone,
Imagine, dude. That'd be crazy.
Dude, you about to know this movie about to be hard.
Yeah.
If it was. So then they got all the kids captured, and then they're making a force field looking right around the city and the dragon fight. And like, again, he's like, I can't do this. Not this tough. And he's like, and then again, Wizard's like, I spent a millennia searching for a worthy champion. You are him. And you know exactly what must be done.
like the most basic, non-inspiring speech of all time.
Every single movie.
I've waited so long. You're the chosen one. Now go own who you are and do what you got to do.
Yep. And then the girls riding the dragon. We end this now. Like every
this
piece
ends
of
once
dialogue,
and for all.
I know every single piece of dialogue. Like, and they revealed the whole movie in the trailer.
Bro, they really did.
And then you got him rising up with the staff. Why did you reveal he got the staff? That's what I want to know.
No, he takes their powers and then he shoots their powers back into the kids, and then they're full force.
Exactly, they're all fighting it.
Yeah, he's like,
no shot.
I can't. He probably says this. He probably goes, I can't beat her if she has more power. I gotta take away her power first.
Yes, exactly.
Zaps her, gives it back, then goes at her.
And then they're like, we start from the bottom now. They
just start rapping.
I know, it's like,
just
okay.
From a kid to a.
And then he dodges a dragon wing by doing the Luke Skywalker move from Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And then it goes to Shazam through to the gods. Again, I'm not looking forward to this, unfortunately.
Yeah, this one, we're calling it right now, is going to be a bomb. So if it is, we were right.
We were right. Are we ever wrong, though?
That's a good question. Like, think about one movie recently that we've predicted and that it didn't go our way.
Well, Wakanda Forever we said would be good, and it was good.
Black Adam we said
was going to be probably not that good, so it was pretty mid.
Yeah.
Batman we said was going to be pretty good.
Batman was going to be pretty
Doctor
good.
Strange we had confidence in.
Yeah,
we had a lot of confidence in Doctor Strange.
With Thor,
we had more confidence in Thor as well.
Yeah.
We saw from the trailers it doesn't look as good as we initially anticipated.
Yeah,
but we still had confidence.
Yeah, we still had a little confidence. Yeah.
Avatar I had confidence in, but I don't feel like you did.
I didn't have too much.
So we vary. We're not always right.
But we're mostly right.
But we're mostly right.
Yeah, you average it out.
We do predict a lot of good stuff. But what can I say except this movie gonna be mid, and I'm calling it right now.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, the first episode, might I add, in the new stew, let us know by giving us a review and a download. Also, shout out the guy that downloaded every single one of our episodes yesterday.
We appreciate you.
You're a freaking legend. Speaking of our episodes, we have a ton out. Our previous was our, what's it, latest news 25?
Weekly recap number 25.
Weekly recap number 25. So go ahead, check that out. It's on all major podcast platforms. If you want to stay up to date with all of our socials, we got an Instagram. Here's in the moment. And a TikTok. Here's the moment with an extra T.
That's right. And we just want to thank y'all for listening. And as always, we love you 3000.